I have a restraining order on somebody. I've been stalked before. As far as I can remember, I've been looking over my shoulder when I'm walking down any street, no matter what country I'm in. I am constantly observing my surroundings and trying to catch if somebody's looking at me, trying to target me. And part of that is because of my training, okay? I started with the Marine Corps, but in Iraq, we used to check underneath our vehicles, trying to make sure there's no bombs there, planted while we were parked for gas or whatever. In Syria, the same. And, you have to be worried about that. Obviously, myself being a foreign fighter, YouTuber. So let's just get out of the way. If anything happens to me outside the front line, make your own judgment. Now, let's get into the story. This was girl trouble. So when you're in your young 20s, you start talking to different people and you try and go on dates. I left for Iraq and then Ukraine at the time that I was talking to this one chick. Nothing more than talking, never met her in my life. Just talking, keeping up with each other. And I got back from Ukraine after a year and a half and, war zones and stuff. I'm hitting up the gym for that month and I had her on Snapchat. But she was starting to get a little weird. For some reason or another, I forget exactly why. It was a couple years ago. I took her off of Snapchat, took her off all those things, and I decided, I'm gonna move on. Well, she was tracking my location. She was tracking everything on Snapchat, and I had no idea what I was dealing with. So at 1 a.m., I'm getting my leg day in. I get outside, I'm going to my van, and there she is, standing in the middle of the parking lot. I've never seen her in real life. And we had this talk. It was really, really weird, and I had to call the police, and I had to get a restraining order, and at the end of the day, she has some mental issues, but I was being stalked. I had no idea. Luckily, the police got to deal with it. For a couple more months, I had to deal with some random things. I mean, she would contact my friends wondering where I am. She'd contact my family. It's like, I've never met you before. Anyway, that whole thing is just kind of my proof that stalkers exist. People, if they want to find out where you are, no matter if you're a YouTuber or what, Snapchat, it doesn't matter. They're going to find you. And it's something to be cognizant of. And I've seen the comments through the years saying, hey, you got to watch your back, man. Like, there's a lot of crazy people, and I'm well aware. We had that Russian pilot who deserted, gave it to Ukraine, and he was just killed a couple days ago in Spain. He was being tracked. There's secret operatives working underneath in every single country. And the thing is, I've been in close proximity to Russians when I was in Vietnam. There's Soviet flags everywhere. A lot of pro-Russian sentiment out there. The Turks, I see them all the time. Not only in Vietnam, but Indonesia especially, as well as Ukraine. Guess what? There's Turks here. They know that I'm here, and they know I'm considered terrorist in their country. Jihadists. When I was in Iraq and Syria, we used to have to check underneath the vehicle, making sure there's no jihadists planting bombs, which happened a lot. There's a couple internationals killed that way. I was abducted by Iranians. I made a whole video about that. And they didn't know who I was. But it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time until I meet somebody who really frowns upon what I do out in public. And I understand that. So that's the reason that I always keep myself armed. I always keep myself cognizant of what's going on. I check behind me all the time, and if I ever have any suspicion, I have some evasion training, so I understand what to do in that point. And yeah, even beyond that, like, people will reach out to my family, they reach out to family, friends, anything that's public source that everybody has. Everybody has a social media account. Everybody has something where you can find out where you live very quickly, and it's all public knowledge. There's a lot of people out here that take extreme measures to make sure that none of that, all that stuff is erased online. But for myself, no. I'm a YouTuber. It's something that I do. It's something that, for whatever reason, has been handed to me as I see my channel grow. And I'm not just going to stop everything for this unknown. My family knows the protocol with that. I do my best to make sure that if I'm going to be doing a big move, like moving countries or going to a different place or whatever, especially the last year, I've been very careful on the time frames that I put that out. Like, I've been in Ukraine for like over a week now. You guys just found out recently. I try and delay those things so that way I'm not tracked as easily, I suppose. That is the price I have to pay to be a influencer, and it is what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this. Don't do what I do, all right? If you're gonna be doing any of this volunteer work, don't be going online all the time. Don't be letting people know where you are and be able to be tracked. Watch out for yourself. There's a lot of crazy people in this world. All right, whatever. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks for listening. Peace.